Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing Kerblam from Series 11 of Modern Doctor Who with the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker. Now, this is only the second time I've watched Kerblam. I watched it when the series was originally airing in 2018, so it has been a while. But Kerblam was my favorite episode of Series 11 when it first aired in 2011, or 2018, excuse me. So I was curious how I would like it on a second watch through a few years later, especially going back and revisiting now that we've seen all of Whittaker's era and we have a firmer hand on her Doctor and her era. And the episode's pretty good. I enjoyed it for the most part. I liked a lot of the guest cast. The girl who's like, the woman I should say, who's like runs the human division, the short-haired one with the glasses. I've seen her in other British stuff. She's fine. I really enjoy her as this. She comes across as a business person, but is also a people person. So she does that really well. The guy who runs around with the clipboard and the suit, he's fine. The actor playing him is good. You can't tell quite at first whether he's a good person or not, or just a businessman. So I enjoyed that. He's really good. The guy playing Charlie is fine. And then the girl, the one that Charlie likes, the younger girl, Cassandra or whatever her name is, I can't remember her name. She's good. I like her as well. I like the kind of little romance plot going on between Charlie and her. It's so awkward, almost like a teenage relationship. It's adorable to watch. When I was watching that, I'm like, that is adorable. I remember there's one point when they're out in like the little break area when they're watching and the 13th Doctor's like, "Aw." I'm sitting there going, yeah, that's a pretty fitting thing to say. So that's pretty neat how I like that. I'll put it that way. I like that. Yaz has a little bit more to do here than I remember her having in Series 11, which is nice. And then she actually gets to use her cop skills a little bit when she subdues Charlie at the end. Even though he does end up getting away, she does kind of subdue him. I like the fact that happens without them calling a lot of attention to it. She's just a cop, so she subdues him. Ryan is good here. Graham I really like. I enjoy when Graham's talking with Charlie and he comes across as kind of like the granddad, the easy to get along with granddad type, as him and Charlie kind of talk. And I don't know if bond's the right word, but they seem to get on pretty well there at the for most of the episode, and I like that. The biggest weakness for this episode, cast-wise, is Whittaker. She just doesn't fit the role. It really did take her a long time to settle into the role. She gets better over the course of her tenure, but she doesn't quite work for me here. And it's not the dialogue's fault. I actually enjoy the story and most of the dialogue. Now, she has that one scene where she nails the Doctor. She nails it. When the guy with the clipboard first shows up, when they're in the packing area, and he criticizes Christina or whatever her name is, the younger girl Charlie likes. And Ryan's like, don't talk to her like that. And Christina or whatever her name is like, no, it's all right. And then the Doctor's like, no, it's not. And she goes over and confronts him about it and gets on to him about the difference between a good manager and a bad manager. That's really well done. That's well written. That's well acted. And I actually felt like I was watching the Doctor for a second, because I did feel like something the Doctor would do, while of course trying to ferret out whether or not he's the one that sent the help message. I will give that one scene to her. She really did feel like the Doctor. That felt like exactly how the Doctor would react to that. So I enjoyed that. But it doesn't quite work for the rest of the episode. Like when she confronts the woman with the blonde-headed woman with the glasses and the guy with the clipboard in their office the first time about everything that's going on. The dialogue there is good, but Whittaker doesn't quite sell me on it. I don't quite believe her on it. It's not bad. I'm not criticizing that she's just awful at it. She's not. But there are several other actors playing the Doctor who would have sold me on that more, I think. I don't quite buy it. I love a couple of the references in this story to other stuff, like the Fez from the 11th Doctor, and then when she mentions meeting Agatha Christie, I like that bit. probably thinking about it from when Yaz said, you do like to stick your hand up in the hornet or the wasp nest, don't you? She's like, did I tell you about the time I met Agatha Christie, or did I tell you about me and Agatha Christie? That was a pretty nice little callback. I enjoyed that. I like the one guest actor playing the dad, the worker who has the daughter. He's wearing the dad necklace, because he comes across as like, you know, the dad's dad, the very much dad character. He loves his daughter. He's just a nice guy. He's that kind of guy everybody likes to work with. Nice, cheerful, got a good sense of humor. I enjoy that, always smiling. I think the actor playing him nailed that perfectly. I like when he first sees him, he's walking into work, he makes a little quip to the robot. I forget exactly what it is, but it's a funny little quip to him. He calls him Basil later, which kind of makes me think of, Faulty Towers, I think. That's funny. I love when he actually does see the one that actually ends up killing him when he first finds him down there, and he's like, what are you doing down here? Practicing your lurking. It's such a dad joke. Although it does also pay knowledge to the fact that these robots are a bit creepy. I mean, it's like, I think when they were designing them for the episode, they made them to look like friendly robots, but also look creepy. Like they intentionally designed them where nice friendly robots that can also look creepy in the right lighting. And they pulled that off, so I love his little comment when he sees us like, what are you doing down here? Practicing your lurking. I don't know. I thought that was funny, and the look on his face when he said it. That guy did a really good job. He's not in the episode a whole lot, but he did a great job. And I did like the fact that at the end, Yaz wanted to take the necklace back to his daughter, since the guy did pretty much save Yaz's life. I liked him a lot. The episode itself I liked. I enjoy the story. Some people have an issue with the story because, of course, Kerblam, I guess the closest thing you compare it to in real life is Amazon, of course. And since it's the machine that turns out to be the good guy asking for help, the actual automated corporation, and it's one of the workers that's the bad guys, everybody's like, well, I'm not quite sure what kind of message they were trying to get across. What was their message supposed to be? And I'm sitting here going, follow me here. Maybe there wasn't a message. Maybe they were just trying to make an entertaining episode of television. Maybe there was no message at all. Believe it or not. Classic Doctor Who had political messages sometimes. It had political points they like to get across. But not every single episode of classic Doctor Who. Sometimes... Oh, somebody fell. I'm really getting into this apparently. Sometimes classic Doctor Who just wanted to tell a good story. It just wanted to be a well-written, memorable story. City of Death. Can't think of a political message. Just a really good story. Planet of Evil. Can't think of a good message. Just a really good story. And maybe that's what this is supposed to be too. Maybe you're not supposed to go, I see where they're making parallels to Amazon. So obviously, oh wait, what are they trying to say? Maybe they're just trying to tell a good story with a nice little twist in the middle or toward the end. And I liked it. I enjoyed the twist. It makes sense for the computer to be asking for help because one rogue person is trying to sabotage everything. And I get Charlie's point. I get why he's doing what he's doing, but he's going about it the wrong way. I get if you break it all the way down to his philosophy of being upset that the other 90% of people can't work, I get that. But like in real life, a lot of people might have an idealistic goal, but they go about it the very wrong way. I mean, our history is littered with wars that started with possibly noble intentions that just, well, they didn't turn out well. And so he obviously goes about this the wrong way. But I enjoy the story. I like the twist. I enjoy everything going on. There was a couple times with Whittaker and her sonic screwdriver where she does when she unlocks the filing cabinet, she flat out goes into a hero stance with her legs. You can't see it on the camera. She hero stance with the legs in an A stance. And I'm sitting here going, it's one of those things, once you realize she does this so much in Series 11, you just can't unsee it. So every time it happens in an episode, you notice it. And then she does it again in that same episode when she's got the original version of the Kerblam robot and she's trying to plug it in. I've got to use my sonic screwdriver. Strike a pose. The Whitaker is the weakest part of this episode, honestly. She's all right at the end when she's figured out what's going on, and she reprograms the robots not to teleport. Doesn't quite work. Now, I don't mind the fact Charlie didn't make it out. I know a lot of people have criticized, well, she should have tried to save Charlie. Well, she tried. She did say, hey, come up, last chance. But the doctor has those dark moments sometimes where you can only give somebody so many chances. And they were about to go off. They had to leave. Even Graham's like, we need to go. Get us out of here. So, ran out of time. He should have ran back up the stairs. She tried to save him. What can he do? I do like the fact the bubble wrap. That was clever how they used the bubble wrap. What's everything every box has in common is bubble wrap. Boy, you watch this episode, you never look at bubble wrap the same way again. Which is, of course, the second time bubble wrap has been deadly in Doctor Who, with, of course, the Ark in Space being deadly bubble wrap. I love the fact that in this episode, when they pop the bubble wrap, it's a flash of green light before they're killed, like when the girl pops it and she gets killed, and then, of course, when they all go off at the end. It is almost that same shade of green as the little grub-like versions from the Ark in Space. I wonder if that was a nod to the Ark in Space with it being a bubble wrap creature. I wonder if that was done purposely in that shade of green, just as a little wink, if you know about it, nod to the Ark in Space. Because if it does, I give the episode a couple more points. I like that, because I do love the Ark in Space. I didn't like that the other girl died, Christina or whatever her name is, I forget. Because I liked her. She has that kind of girl next door look that I like, that kind of light brown hair, that's kind of my thing. And the cutest dimples. So when she died, I'm always like, oh. And Charlie's reaction to it is what gave him away. That's how they, Ryan and Yaz realized he was in on it, because he realized the danger before she popped it. But he's human. I like the fact that Charlie in this episode, while being not a very good person, is a very human person. He just has human flaws. So his reaction is very human in a lot of these places. And the actor playing him does a good job. At the beginning, he just comes across as this maybe slightly nerdy, geeky, not very self-confident, doesn't really know how to talk to women type person. And I mean, that's still he still has those qualities even at the end, this kind of not very sure of himself, kind of nervous, doesn't like being the center of attention. The actor does a really good job of that. Like I said, the guest cast in this are really good. Plus, I actually think the companions are all good. The weakest part is Whitaker. But I enjoyed the story. I liked it. I didn't mind the twist with it being the computer. I found it a good watch. I think it's a good episode. Like, maybe 7 out of 10, But coming in what I consider to be the worst season/series the show has ever put out, it is definitely a highlight, much like Ghost Monument, which I enjoy. With so much of this series being bad, it's nice to have an episode I re-enjoyed watching. I didn't feel like I was wasting my time. I did have to pause a few times and step away. I didn't just finish it in one sitting. I finished it over the course of about 2 or 3 hours. But yeah, I liked Kerblam. Essential Doctor Who? No. But it's not even one I'm going to be like, I need to watch Kerblam again next week. But, go back to it once every 2, 3, 4 years. It's fine. Like I said, the biggest weakness is just the Doctor herself, and she's written well. Whitaker, aside from that one part I talked about earlier, doesn't sell me that she's the Doctor in this episode. And in a show called Doctor Who, that is a glaring problem. The rest of the episode, good. So Kerblam, what do you think of it? How many times have you seen it? Comment down below and let me know. I'd like to know your thoughts. Other things to do, click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers this year. That's my goal for Doctor Who's 60th anniversary, to reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy my content, I'd appreciate you clicking that subscribe button and that like button. That helps me out as well. I also have a Patreon if you like what I do and would like to support what I do. That gets you access to all sorts of fun stuff, including the unedited versions of the non-Doctor Who videos I'm putting out on Sundays, like Quatermaster in the Pit and Blake 7 if you want to see those. and early access to a lot of other videos I'm doing. Sometimes very early access. I'm running a couple months ahead as I record this. I don't think this is going out until March, and I'm recording it in early February, which will be going up on the Patreon probably in about a week. I also have a P.O. box if there's anything you would like to send me to look at and review, and a link to my Amazon wish list is down in the description below as well. Most importantly, thank you for watching.